She may be fast, but she's running out of time. All right. I've always wanted to say that. Nerd Soul. Late Ill Kid at One Youngster, holding it down, bringing the street geek nerd soul. What is up, my people? Today we got Talk Shop. It's about comics, where we got hip hop, we got geek. We're putting it together. Talk about Shades of Vengeance book that I got a chance to read through, and I'm enjoying it, man. It's pretty quick. It's something called Blue Shift, and this is dealing with a young lady by the name of Beth. Super cool. She's living her life, but you know, she has to live that double life. She has, you know, herself as Blue Shift. She has herself as regular humdrum lady that's just trying to get a date. The funny thing is, even when she shows up to a blind date, you know, the person that's supposed to meet her is just like, whatever, I'm out. So we already get introduced to the kind of life she's living. It's okay. It's not the best. She has her ups and downs, and she's kind of like us, just trying to figure it out. And one of the things that I dig about this book is that she seems like a regular person that happens to get powers instead of like a hero that, you know, someone who's always been a hero inside. She seems more like a regular person that's just trying to like get from point A to point B without messing up too much and doing the best she can. And then a big part of this book that I really dig is the bank heist, where she meets these three criminals, where she finds out there's something deeper than what they're doing, because they're not really doing this because they're criminal. They're doing this because someone has pretty much got them over a barrel and forcing them to do it or blackmailing them to do it. So she ends up on this weird fence of, do I help them? Do I throw them in jail? What do I do? And a big shout out to Shades of Vengeance, because they're doing a lot of books in a, you know, in this kind of climate where someone isn't 100% evil. I mean, even though there are a couple of people in these books, but there's situations where you have to take a little nuance, and I'm enjoying that, because all of these characters aren't kind of just robbing banks because it's a fun thing to do. They're doing it because they're being forced to by some other entity. So she has to come in contact with that, and she has to kind of like deal with that. Like, what should she do? How should she handle it? And I like that coming up very early in the book, having her dealing with like a moral dilemma early on. Another big shout out to her character design. I love her outfit on the real. Like, you know, we already talked about Lacuna. He just wearing a hoodie, but this girl, she got a whole suit. You know what I'm saying? Like Blue Shift, the homegirl, it's a nice suit too. It's like if the Guyver was a speedster or something. It looks really, really cool. I'm digging it. I'm loving this suit. But I like the way the bank heist goes down, because these people end up hurting her unintentionally and end up kind of taking care of her and giving her, I guess, you know, a place to lay down, some medical care or whatever. And even they start to wonder, well, are we good or bad? Is this good or bad? Or is she good or bad? And I like those questions at different times, and people changing their decisions at different times during the book, because it helps drive that story along. Now, there's some cool stuff I have to get to with some supernatural elements, and you know I love the supernatural. But first, Hero Brand is gonna help us pay them bills. Oh yeah, check that link below. Hat, shirts, hoodies, all that jazz. And once you find something you like, of course, cop it. So what is this supernatural entity? What is this weird dude with a staff and looking like Skeletor or something? We'll get to him in a second. I want to talk about this moment that Shira and Beth have. They do have this moment where like, she's cute. Oh yeah, she's cute. But are they on different sides of the law? And being on different sides of the law, how do they reconcile that? Or can they even have each other outside of, I guess, work? You know what I'm saying? And I like the fact that we touch on the moment, but we don't belabor the point, because then it doesn't become melodramatic. And I think they gave us just enough to know, okay, where our feelings are outside of this, but we're gonna move the pace of the story forward. And I thought it was dope, man. It was really it was really nice to see how they handled that. But outside of that, we get another instance of being forced to use your powers by some higher entity. And one of the bad guys that we met from before, named Kosh, is just, you know, setting off sparks of energy all around the city. And this throws us into another set piece where Blue Shift has to get into motion very fast and figure out things on her feet, whether it's saving him, saving Danny, fighting against the supernatural. And this supernatural element is very interesting, with rising hands from the ground, or bringing up these crazy looking monsters. And, you know, there's just so much weirdness involved in this one set piece that I think definitely needs to be remarked upon, because it's cool. And I like how it comes out of nowhere, because this is us experiencing life through her, and it comes out of nowhere for her. So it helps us kind of like relate to how she's feeling. And that brings me to the saddest part of this whole issue, is that there's a prevailing like idea or feeling or thought or atmosphere surrounding all these people that they're just in too deep. The three that are the villains, or maybe good guys that are just kind of like held at bay from an evil power, they're in too deep. Blue Shift is in too deep. Like they are in over their heads, and they don't know how to kind of move forward or get out, or even kind of like plan further than their noses. And I like the quick pace of this book. Of course, her being a speedster, trying to catch up to what's happening, trying to figure out what choices to make, you know, outside of her regular life, because we don't even really deal with that a lot. We're just trying to figure out how to solve this problem and the next, and figuring out that she is definitely in need of tons of help. And I like that. I like seeing a hero that doesn't always have it all together as far as like their plan. You know, they're kind of trying to catch these falling, you know, these spinning plates and keep them spinning. And I enjoyed it. So guys, holla at me. I'm gonna holla at you. Down in them comments, let's talk Blue Shift. I'm digging the outfit. I'm digging the story, and I'm digging that she might not have it all together, but hopefully we'll go on a journey with her and we'll figure it out with her. So before I bounce, I'm gonna tell you guys to hit up thatnerdsoul.com. That's right, check me out right there. All my videos for the oldest, newest, latest, greatest, and all that. Then hit up shop.thatnerdsoul.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt player. Don't forget to get one for them playettes. Then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, and share that Nerd Soul. That's right, there's no better way that I can show people that you like what you are watching. So, LA, what up? VA, what up? RVA, you got my heart. And please be good to yourselves. Please be good to each other. And remember, no matter how fast you run, there's some things that you just cannot catch up with. Peace.